A very good morning to one and all present here. I, Aditya Dharkar, Student Chairperson, SAE Collegiate Club MIT SOE, welcome you all to the inaugural ceremony of 15 days summer internship on electric and gasoline ATV Formula Student Race Car Design and Development. I welcome our Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Rohit Purandare Sir, Deputy General Manager, Mercedes-Benz Research and Development India Private Limited. Our guest of honor, Mr. Ramesh Pasrija Sir, Deputy Director, SA India Western Section. Honorable Mr. S.K. Chaudhary Sir, Senior Research Associate, Allied Techno Group. I further welcome Honorable Dr. Sunil Rai Sir, Vice Chancellor, MIT ADT University, Professor Dr. Kishore Ravande Sir, Principal, MIT School of Engineering, Professor Dr. Rajneesh Kaur Sachdev Ma'am, Dean Engineering, Professor Dr. Sudarshan Sanap Sir, Head Mechanical Engineering, MIT School of Engineering, all the HODs and faculty members. I also welcome the enthusiastic students from all over the country who came all the way to participate in this extraordinary internship. A new beginning is always incomplete without the blessings of the Lord. Let us join hands in the honor of the World Peace Prayer. I request the audience to please stand up for the World Peace Prayer.
नमो जियाद्या वेद प्रतिपाद्या जय जय स्वसंवेद्या आत्मरूपा देवातूति गणेषु सकलार्थमतिप्रकाशु म्हणे निवृत्तिदासु अवधारी गोदी गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Thank you, everyone. Now, I would request all the dignitaries to proceed for the lighting of the lamp ceremony. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Now, may I please request Professor Dr. Sudarshan Sanap, sir, Head Mechanical Engineering, to brief us about the 15-day summer internship. Sir, please.
Good morning. Well, dignitaries on the dais, Honorable Professor Dr. Sunil Rai sir, Vice President of MIT DT University, Honorable Mr. Rohit Purandare sir, Deputy General Manager, Mercedes-Benz R&D, Honorable Mr. Ramesh Pasaria sir, Deputy Director SAE India Western Section, Mr. S. Chaudhary, Director of our partner Elite Technocrat, Honorable Professor Dr. Rajnish Kaur Sachdev Ma'am, Dean Engineering, Honorable Dr. Ravande Sir, Principal of MIT School of Engineering, and my dear student friends. First, I am deemed to highly acknowledge the presence of dignitaries, faculty members, student participants from Chennai, Rajasthan, Kolkata, Maharashtra, and other states on this inaugural function of national level 15 days summer internship program on electric and gasoline all-terrain vehicles, student race car design and development in association with Elite Techno Group and under the banner of Society of Automotive Engineers Student Collegiate Chapter. So, MIT EDT University, specifically MIT School of Engineering, has encouraged prominence on the cultivation of resilient links with industry and promotion of various industrial activities by the faculty members as well as by the students with the same motto and passion. We, Department of Mechanical Engineering, organizing this internship for the students in their pursuit towards achieving their goal in life, thereby also making them industry ready and proficient in their skills. Department of Mechanical Engineering has organized number of programs towards the industry academy relationship in association with different industries for the different sectors. That may be towards the IC engine, that may be towards the electric vehicles. This is one of the most important program from the practical knowledge point of view. As you know that nowadays everybody believe in project-based learning. This is what the motto of our university also. In our curriculum also we added this part. Principal sir will elaborate on that part. But remember that to achieve that particular goal, Department of Mechanical Engineering has taken a small initiative. As you are aware that generally the internships are going in the industry only. But we have called the industry in our campus so that the student will get exposure of our university also. At the same time, they will get idea about how the things are going to happen in the field of automotive sector, in the field of, you can say, electric vehicles. So in keeping in mind all that thing, we have started this internship program, 15 days. So in this internship program, we will be focusing on static engineering, dynamic calculation, automotive designing, and hands-on experience on various subsystem of all-terrain vehicles, starting from the design towards the manufacturing. As you know that we are expecting at the end of this workshop, after 15 days, definitely we are very eager, and in fact you people are also, to see a working model, a working racing car. We are waiting for that particular moment. So workshop participant can opt for additional 30 to 40 days industrial based project, that is virtual internship, that too without any fee, and they can complete whatever the project work is there by doing their regular academics also. So that provision also we have kept open. So it's up to you people that we have to avail that facility or not. Remember that this workshop is designed in such a manner that it gives you theoretical and practical knowledge about the vehicle dynamics and improve your engineering skills through these practical sessions. And I'm very sure that at the end you will come to know that this part is untouched to your regular curriculum. So remember that during this 15 days, you have to take the benefit of whatever the facilities available in the campus. Our partner is also there. They are also having the different ideas, different things. So we're going to start the theoretical discussion. I know that you people are from first year or second year of engineering, maybe from mechanical, maybe from electronics. But definitely our faculty members, also the elite technocraft people, they will feel you like this. This is very interesting part. This will be very useful in future. If you may think like this, vehicle dynamics, this subject, this is very complicated subject. But don't worry. We have planned this curriculum in such a way that you may feel very interesting this part, with the help of hand calculations also. And at the end, after 1 week, we're going to start with the manufacturing also in our workshop. So with this, I would like to stop here and just like to say you few words ki enjoy the stay, enjoy the campus, and whatever your queries are there, our volunteers are here, our faculty members are here. So take the benefit of this 15 days summer internship program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for such an informative speech. Now, may I please invite Professor Dr. Kishore Ravande, sir, Principal, MIT School of Engineering, to welcome the gathering.
Good morning, professional colleagues here of the dais, on the dais. Honorable Dr. Sunil Rai, our beloved Vice Chancellor, MIT University. Our guest today, Mr. Rohit Purandare, the Deputy General Manager, Mercedes-Benz. Mr. Ramesh from Deputy Director, SAE India, the man who has actually initiated, encouraged all the activities on this campus. Mr. S.K. Chowdhury, the partner of this internship program, from Elite Techno Group. Professor Dr. Sudarshan Sanap, Head of Mechanical Department. Our Dean, Professor Dr. Rajneesh Kaur Sachdev. My colleagues from Mechanical Department and other departments of MIT School of Engineering. Student friends, the distinguished delegates, the student delegates who have come from different part of city. I am told 70 odd delegates have come. It's a wonderful participation and we really thank them. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's indeed a proud moment for me to stand before you. And as usual, I have been saying the Department of Mechanical Engineering is as vibrant and dynamic, keep doing activities too often. In fact, I must say last 2 years, probably this is, if I remember correctly, 12th or 13th function that I have attended. So on an average, every alternate month, there is an activity from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, not on a small scale, but a big scale. So it's indeed a proud moment for me as the principal of the college, our vice chancellor, and all the stakeholders of MIT University that we have been doing wonderful work. I must take this opportunity to extend a very warm welcome to our guest here, uh, Mr. Rohit Purandare, Mr. Ramesh, and of course Mr. Chaudhary. And obviously, I would not hesitate to even welcome our Vice Chancellor, who has been always a part of every activity. He readily accepts the invitation, joins us, and advises in all activities here. So, welcome all of you, sir, on this for this function. I also extend a warm welcome to all the student delegates who have come from outside this city as well as the state. In fact, you have landed on a land of huge educational opportunities, the Rajbagh campus of MIT Edith University, which is blessed by none other than our visionary founder, father, the godfather, Dr. Vishwanath Karad Sirji. And of course, for all the activities that we have to do it on this campus, our source of inspiration has been Dr. Mangesh Karad sir, who incidentally, because of his otherwise other commitment, could not join us. Otherwise, he would have been part of this. And of course, for every walk of our activity here on this campus, our Honorable Vice Chancellor is always with us in every hour and guides us for all the activities. So it's indeed a great pleasure to welcome all of you here on this campus. Just to share a few things about the School of Engineering, I would like to make a presentation like for the guests that we have. Of course, Mr. Ramesh has been here with us earlier, but we have with us Mr. Rohit from the Mercedes-Benz, and of course, we have the delegates who have come from outside state. I would like to state that MIT School of Engineering has been a unique school, and there has been something absolutely different from the conventional College of Engineering or schools of engineering located in different parts of the country. We have really designed a curriculum which really talks about future technologies for the present students. So we do two things invariably is that we convert the students that get admitted to MIT School of Engineering as winning personalities, and the second thing that we do, that we prepare our students for tomorrow's technologies. And that is evident from the fact that all the programs at BTech as well as MTech levels, which are at about 10 BTech programs and 14 MTech programs, all of them are in the unconventional areas. Like we have the mechatronics, we have the energy engineering, we have automation, we have robotics, we have data analytics, we have cyber security, and we have got intelligent systems. In civil engineering side, we have got transportation engineering, we have construction engineering management. So you name them, you have the technology of tomorrow's technology. We have already embedded that, not at MTech level, but right at BTech level. And that is how, as I was sharing with our guest in the morning, that what he was saying, that today's students are so exposed, and with ICT and smartphones on their hands, it's not even about laptops, but smartphone on their hands. They know everything that is happening next moment. So are they taking really interest? Then that is where I quoted that, yes, our students are taking interest because we don't offer them just conventional program, we offer them something different. So we have on our curriculum the what you call project-based learning. We have got value-added programs which make students aware of industry practices that are happening. We have industry visits that are happening. We have got continuously a kind of interaction that happen with outside world. We are not limited ourselves to the classroom teaching. We are not limited ourselves to just chalk and talk business. We have been adopting the different pedagogical methods, flipped classroom concepts, online resources, etc., etc. I must take this opportunity to acknowledge the faculty of the MIT School of Engineering doing wonderful work in their classrooms, and they are really creating interest in the students. And of course, the management has been always supportive. I must tell that this particular program which Mechanical Engineering Department in Association Allied Group is doing is a wonderful step forward. It's a unique of its kind, and the management has given an exclusive workshop for the fabrication of your race car. So there has been an enormous support, financial support, motivational support, inspirational supports that comes from our management, and that is the biggest asset for all of us at MIT School of Engineering. So this is what it is. We can talk a lot. I can talk a lot about what is happening at MIT School of Engineering, but I think I will leave certain things for my other colleagues to speak. I once again welcome you to this particular program. I wish all the student delegates participating in this particular workshop, 15-day workshop, a very, very fruitful, purposeful time along with the great ambience at this campus. Enjoy and learn. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for such a wonderful speech. Let's proceed with the felicitation of our guest for the day. We are extremely privileged to have amongst us Mr. Rohit Purandare, sir. He is currently working as Deputy General Manager, Mercedes-Benz Research and Development India Private Limited. He completed his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering in 1999 from Godge Institute of Technology, securing first class with distinction and Executive General Management Program for Mercedes-Benz Research and Development India from IIM Bangalore. He has an experience of working for more than 19 years in automotive industry. Started with Tata Motors in the bus development group. Was instrumental in recreating repositioning of the rear engine bus developed for Indian market. Worked for TRW Automotive in the steering and suspension development for global automotive companies while working in US, UK and Canada. Also worked for Daimler in the areas of truck engineering, moving on to the development of the exterior components for the passenger cars. His achievements include ASQ certified Six Sigma Green Belt in September 2006. Presented the paper titled Quality Engineering in Technical Paper Contest named Vibrant 98. And therefore, to present a token of appreciation and respect, I take the pleasure to invite our beloved VC, Dr. Sunil Rai sir, to felicitate our chief guest, Mr. Rohit Purandare sir. Sir, please. Thank you, sir. We also have with us Honorable Ramesh Pasrija, sir, presently heading SA India Western Section as Deputy Director since April 2016. He is responsible for programs development, membership development, planning and conducting training programs, helping student activities and infrastructures among other things. After graduating from IIT Bombay, he joined Cummins India Limited, Pune, worked in Cummins and its group companies till October 2015. His major achievements include honor of being Chairman, Technical Committee of IDEMA from 2003 to 2017. Was Secretary SA India from 2012 to 2014. Was Convener, Subcommittee of Bureau of Indian Standards. Was member of Steering Committee of International Internal Combustion Engine Manufacturer Associations. Now, I would like to request our principal, Professor Dr. Kishore Ravande sir, to felicitate Honorable Ramesh Pasrija sir. Thank you, sir. Today, we also have with us Honorable Mr. S.K. Chaudhary, sir. He is currently working as Senior Research Associate in Elite Techno Groups. He is the President and founder of Automobile Club in North India, co-founder of Alpha Motorsports, one of the largest company in the fabricating customized race, performance and off-road vehicle in India. His major achievements include assisted Indian Army to develop all-terrain vehicle for patrolling in deserts of Rajasthan, developed the first detachable ENT sprocket for hybrid and electric race vehicles at Alpha Motorsports Research Center, developed more than 120 race vehicles and delivered to Indian Army, delivered lectures in more than 120 colleges to 15,000 plus students across the country, successfully participated in SAE Baha, Supra, and 6 other engineering races and design competition nationally and internationally. Now, I would like to request Professor Dr. Sudarshan Sanap sir to felicitate Honorable S.K. Chaudhary sir. Sir, please. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to call our beloved Dr. Sunil Rai sir, Vice Chancellor, MIT ADT University, to address the gathering. Sir, please.
Guests of honor today for this wonderful event. Rohit ji from Mercedes-Benz, Ramesh ji from SAE, Chaudhary Sahab from the Elite Techno Group, and my colleagues, Dr. Rajni, Dr. Kishore Ravande, and Dr. Sudarshan Sanap, as also my colleagues sitting in the auditorium, and above all, dear students who are joining this very valuable internship today. I welcome you to this internship. I welcome the students to this campus. I congratulate the Mechanical Engineering Department, as was mentioned by Principal, the most vibrant department of the most vibrant school of the most vibrant University of India. So many congratulations. You keep putting together these great programs and keep encouraging us. I was just thinking, as Dr. Ravande was talking, Sudarshan Sanap was talking, that there are really three important things that come to my mind, which as technocrats, people who are in the service of technology, we have to keep our eye on for this planet to have a sustainable life in future. And these three things that come to my mind is energy, water, and transportation. Going forward, these are the three things which should become the focus of society. Energy, because that's the prime mover. Water obviously is the life for all the species, flora and fauna on the earth. And transportation, because the whole concept of society is changing from the time of manufacturing at the point of use to manufacturing anywhere, has necessitated this very responsible arm of society called transportation. So it is in that regard that I am aware the way SAE is promoting new ideas amongst the students. I am looking up to this internship from all of you to please come up with ideas. In India, we have to find solutions to our problems our way. So if we think of a vehicle, we have to take care this vehicle has to work in India, on Indian roads, for Indian people, as per the Indian mentality. Correct? And which is why it becomes important that all of you should come up with these kind of solutions. I'm sure we have Mercedes-Benz here. They are doing a lot of research. And Rohit ji will tell you that they are also doing the research for India, India-centric. Where that vehicle will not run otherwise in India. It's not to downplay. It's mainly because of the very nature of the society, the way we are. As technocrats, many a time we get married to the mechanical components and we lose sight of the purpose behind that mechanical component. So whilst we are worried about the mechanical efficiency, the transmissions, and etc., we tend to forget that basically there is a lot of emotional value that comes with these items. For example, Tata's Ace was no wonder when it came first. It was no mechanical wonder. Normal transmissions, normal engine, but it did a lot. It changed a three-wheeler to a four-wheeler. And what it did was it transformed a tempo wala to a van driver. And that brought about a lot of change, So you used to see a tempo wala, now you are seeing a person in nice dress as an entrepreneur, that advertisement that they show. Now this is something as engineers we need to always keep track of. So you develop these technologies for us, develop these technologies which will fit into the emotive framework of society, only then this will sustain. Right? And we don't have to copy anything anyway. There's no great shakes. There's no E is equal to MC square in hybrid vehicles. In transmission systems, we have learned it all. The only thing is we have to keep on improving the way we are going to manifest them in reality. So I'm looking up to this internship, as was said by principal, that please do enjoy. You are at the best campus in the country. So please do enjoy. And I'm looking forward to some great ideas from this internship. All the best.
Thank you very much, sir, for such motivating words. Now, I would like to call upon Honorable Mr. Rohit Purandare, sir, Deputy General Manager, Mercedes-Benz Research and Development India, to give the inaugural address. Sir, please.
Dr. Rai, Mr. Vice Chancellor, Principal, Dean Engineering Ma'am, Mr. Chaudhary, colleagues from SAE, and the HOD, sir. I'm really deeply honored with your invitation and also the kind of environment you're trying to put in to nurture the talent of India, I would have put it that way, with such beautiful setup and also these kind of initiatives that you have. So first of all, great wishes from my side to all of you. And maybe we will have more and more of connect together to take it forward. Yeah, that's my first stand. And to all my student friends here, sitting here eagerly to understand what's going to be the future, what am I supposed to do here in those next 2 weeks or 15 days and things like that. So I'm sure it's going to be an exciting time for you, as well as exciting to meet today, standing in front of you and trying to recollect my own student days, college days, what I had. Those were the best days of my life 20 years back. And I'm sure the same is there with you guys, with so much of new avenues which are coming your way. Yeah. Well, at times, our days of engineering, if most of us standing on the dais have to recollect, those were completely different. We hardly had any kind of an industry connect to an extent the way it is today. It was very, very restrictive to only those few, maybe you call them over-enthusiasts, who would actually push themselves to try and go to the industry, try and talk to the small networks, what they would have themselves developed, just to try and find out, is there a live problem in the engineering field, in the business environment, which they could try and get their hands on and try and solve those problems. Now you call it like an internships, but those were the kind of initiatives that we students used to take at that point in time. Those were those days, and these are today's days where everything is very, very accessible. Information is at the, say in your palms, not only at your laptops and the internet, but today's days are different, and so is the industry as well. So today's industry is also extending themselves to the colleges and universities, just trying to find out who are those brilliant minds who can come and collaborate with us, because we also have a lot of trivial engineering issues which we need to solve, and we are looking forward to those minds who can actually come our way and get sorted out with those kind of topics. So these are today's times, and you are fortunate here to have an institute who is offering you these kind of opportunities where you can actually think beyond your books, but towards the problems at hand of the industry, applying the concepts that you have been learning in your curriculum. Yeah. And for me, the best way to do this is definitely an program like a summer internship. Maybe it can range from 2 weeks to anything up to 3 months. You're fortunate to have this kind of a setup, as I mentioned earlier as well. So from my perspective, make use of the internship which you have at hand on offer. I'm sure all of us would have seen the movie Uri, yeah? Very, very touchy movie, emotional movie. And if I put my engineering cap on, my student cap on, if I have to look at the center point, it wouldn't have been possible if the intern wouldn't have developed the drone the way the army would have requested for. And you see how the student actually is spotted by somebody in the industry or somebody in the bureaucracy. But once it is spotted, there is a huge, heavy responsibility on the engineer to develop, just moving from the fun aspect of the drone to actually a purpose towards solving some of the very, very serious issues at hand. Yeah. So it has to be both the ways. One, you have to have an environment where you can think freely, and I'm sure this institute and the professors here are making it available for all of you people. Your job is to just think free, try and get to your basics right, and then try and implement those things into developing your own ideas. Yeah. But at times you might think, yeah, the movie is at one side, it's all a fairy tale, it's all theoretical world, and anything is possible in the movie. Is it the same in the real world as well? My experience somehow tells me that in real world also an internship is exactly the way what you saw in the movie. There are people, there are students who are inquisitive, and there are environments which actually encourage these kind of students to develop their ideas, and those have to be dramatically different. It could be simple, but the application can take it to a different level altogether. Like Dr. Rai just mentioned, Tata Ace was no technologically advanced product, but it actually connected to the niche area which demanded a product in that space, and it connected emotionally to the user, and see what transformation it had in Tata Motors and also to the whole social environment that we are living with. So I'll just tell you 2 or 3 instances where I had the chance to have some brilliant minds like you people sitting in the room work out some kind of trainee or internship programs with me. So I don't maybe club it as a trainee program or an internship program, but I would like to bring in this thought in your minds that it has to be a brilliant mind which has to open up his or her idea to reality. So the first case was one of the student was Shashank, who was working with me in the domain of exterior lighting of the car. And he was a trainee with us, and I had an exterior lighting team with me working on the live projects, future technologies, future lights in the car. And this is the student who comes in and keeps asking basic questions to the senior members in the team, to a point where the senior members say how much irritating this guy is to try and ask a question which could be so basic. The question would be basic from academic perspective, but when you look at the application part of how a physics of a light is actually transformed into a reality of a lumen onto the roadside, is a huge amount of application orientation into that one. And this is where this chap always asks those kind of difficult questions, however simple they might look to. And looking at that inquisitiveness, I just had one very difficult problem at my desk of evaporation in a headlamp. And I just told Shashank, this is my current scenario, see what you think could be a possibility. And he alone individually went back to the grassroots, solved the problem theoretically, and comes up with a solution and says, Rohit, this is my idea. Maybe it solves your problem. I don't know, because he has never worked in an industry per se. And you all will be surprised that solution which he put together actually is helping us at Daimler level to solve the defogging issues what we have. We also went ahead and patented his idea in the industry world. So look at it from that perspective. A small intern, small traineeship comes in, gets a problem at hand and solves it in a way which he or she actually thinks simplistically, and look at the results what come through. So that was directly a technical internship. There was another intern, a French guy called Hamza, who was there with us, and he developed a macro in the IT world to try and connect the optics part to the application part in NX in the software, which brought in huge amount of operative efficiencies for us. So again, what he gained was the understanding of the software, understanding the application of those results, and what I gained as an industry is the efficiency which we couldn't solve ourselves. Lastly, there was another topic, which is a part development or a proto development. We all experience guys know to complicate matters. We don't know how to make it simple. And that's where I said, let me get one intern. I had this profile of Giuseppe, and he came in with a work study specialization in his curriculum. And I said, okay, let me put him to ask those right questions into the entire processes, whether he could find inefficiencies that I can optimize. And mind you, when he came up with the outcome, it was so difficult for my senior guys in the team to accept it, because he was questioning each and every decision-making point into the process where someone did not like to give away his or her work content. So it is also an internship, it is also into the technical domain, but it is completely from a process perspective. So the reason why I quoted these three examples is you will have tons of opportunities, like Dr. Rai also mentioned. He is looking forward to those brilliant ideas at the end of 2 weeks, and those ideas could come in any aspect of your EV development, any aspect of your ATV development. Be open to it. That's my only take, which I would want to pass it on to all of you people in this room. So that's coming in from the technical aspect. I would also say that an internship will enable the student to rub off and develop his or her other skills. We call it soft skills in the industry. These are equally important for getting your professional career maybe up to speed. Because if you want to develop professionally, you should be a technical buff, you should be having those kind of inquisitiveness, but you should not be a nerd. You should not be a person who cannot fit into the team, because we are finally going to solve problems along with people around us. So it is people, it is teams that you have to work with. So the internships will also enable you to try and put together, how do you put your thoughts, how do you discuss it in your teams when you are working on the projects, whether you are being able to put your idea in front of the forum, whether you are able to get those acceptance that you need, because there might be a brilliant idea, but if you're not able to convince and communicate, it's not going to be picked up for further development. So these are all the softer aspects of the development, which will also come in handy once you get into your project work or your internships topics. So this is where I think you all should look forward to while you work towards the internship programs at the institute. And this is where try and make the best effort what you can. If I have to just draw a parallel between the internships to what is going on currently, World Cup, or say what has passed by is IPL T20, I take it like internship like a free hit that you get on a no ball, which is bowled. It is like the batsman gets in with a clean thought process. This is the free hit. I know nothing is going to go wrong. I have to just push the ball beyond the boundary. At whatever might I have in my mind. Internships is exactly like that. You are getting this period. You are getting a free hand. If you can make it say best helping you in your professional career, it will be a great help for your profile build-up. Well, if you do not make the best use of it, it's just another opportunity which comes by and goes begging. Like if you don't score on a free hit, nothing is going to go wrong, but it's just that opportunity which is lost. Yeah. So from the industry perspective as well, I would say we are looking forward to students like you, bright minds like you, who will come over and score that sixer on the free hit which is being offered to all of you guys. So all the best to all of you, and I am sure that you will be getting 1 or 2 levels higher up into your mindset once you get out of this internship, and this will help you to build your network, build your career, and to move forward. Yeah, so all the best to all of you. And again, I am seriously impressed with MIT and the initiative which will enable you all to be better prepared for us to hire at whenever the time comes. Yeah, thanks a lot. All the best.
Thank you very much, sir, for gracing us with your words and experiences. We are very much delighted by your presence. Now, I would like to request Honorable Mr. Ramesh Pachreja, sir, Deputy Director, SAE India Western Section, to address the gathering.
So, Vice Chancellor Mr. Sunit Rai, sir, Principal Dr. Ravande, sir, HOD Dr. Sanap, sir, Dr. Rajni, Madam, Mr. Rohit Purandare, sir, Mr. S.K. Chaudhary, sir, staff of MIT School of Engineering, and my dear students. It's really an honor for me, and thanks a lot for this honor given to me for coming here in the inaugural of this session. I just recollect something, that what is changing in the world so fast now means, of course, the world has been always changing, but something has been changing very fast in the recent past. So two things I would like to quote. If you look at the emission regulations, they are changing every 3 to 4 years. What is happening is, earlier days we used to have ambassador cars. People of my era will remember, maybe your parents, they had seen ambassador and Fiat cars, and those cars were there for 20-30 years. Almost no change. The only change used to be, they used to make some change in the light. Instead of circle, it used to become oval shape and something, and they used to call it as Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, like that. But today, world is changing very fast. You are getting, we had emission regulations, Euro 4 equivalent, we call it as a BS4 in 2017, and 2020, in less than 3 years, we are going to have BS6 by skipping 1 level of emissions. So that is a big change, and it is going to make a lot of changes in the product. Of course, you guys are seeing lots of product changes in the mobiles, but I'm talking about the mechanical side where the changes are so fast. What is another change? Another change is, in an industry, when a person is hired, the average tenure of that person there is something like 5 to 6 years now. So every 5-6 years, 4 years, you need a new product. A person, when he comes to you, is going to last to you only for 4 to 5 or 6 years. Then can the industry afford time to spend on that person to get trained to be industry ready? Answer is no, very difficult. That is why industry wants institutes like MIT and other engineering institutes to give students who are industry ready. And I really salute MIT for taking up this initiative of having this internship program, which will make you a step closer to industry ready. So congratulations to all of you. I thought I'll just discuss what is changing, another thing in the technology. So I'll take only one point. Fuel efficiency is very important. So during my era, we used to have Bajaj scooter, and those were giving average of 32, 35, 36 kilometers per liter, and we were pretty happy with that. And then after some time came Hero Honda and started claiming 80 kilometers and actually gave 70-80 kilometers of average. So that was a big change. Ambassador car, which I referred earlier, used to give 9 kilometers per hour per liter, and today we talk about 20-18 kilometers per liter, that kind of fuel economy. So fuel economy is becoming very important, and I like to talk a little bit about the diesel engine, how the fuel economy has changed. What were the parameters which were addressed to change the fuel economy of a diesel engine? I'm talking about diesel engine because I worked in diesel engine industry for 38 years. So first thing was how to improve the fuel economy of a diesel engine. So one thought was to reduce the friction. So friction comes between the piston rings and liner and most of the components in the engine, bearings and other things, bushings. So how do you change that? So one thing was there that keeping the same engine, if you can increase the power of the engine, friction remaining same, overall percentage will come down. So I have an example which we worked on a 12-liter engine at that time, and its horsepower was of the order of 220. And then what we did was we increased, and it had roughly 15% of frictional power. That means mechanical efficiency of that engine was 85%. Now what we did was we increased the power of that by putting a turbocharger. By turbocharger, you are putting in more air. By putting in more air, you can put in more fuel. By putting in more fuel, you can get more power output. Now you are getting more output, power output, but friction is remaining same. It is not increasing. So what happened was the power of the engine increased from 220 to 295 horsepower, and it was almost 34% and increase in the power. And friction, of course, friction efficient power remained same, and mechanical efficiency increased. Then what we did was even that turbocharger was not enough, because by putting a turbocharger, yes, you get more pressure, but at the same time you get slightly more temperature. So getting more temperature, we started cooling it. We called it as after cooling. By after cooling, we reduce the temperature, increase the density of the air, thereby increasing the mass of air getting into the engine, and again this allowing us to put more fuel and getting more power, and power of that engine went up from 220 to 295 and 295 to 335 HP. So there was an increase of almost 52% in power, and friction power came down from 15% to 9%. So there was a remarkable improvement in fuel efficiency, which we actually saw. Next thing is how to increase the power, improve the efficiency is improve the combustion. Now, how do you improve the combustion? Combustion, it must be 100% complete combustion, plus it must happen at the time when you want. Now, ideally, if you recall the cycle of a diesel engine, you have a compression, first you have a suction stroke, then you have a compression stroke. So when the piston comes to TDC, top dead center, if at that point, if all the combustion takes place 100% correct and in 0 milliseconds or 0 time, then you will get the maximum power output from the engine, maximum efficiency from the engine. So this is, of course, a imaginary scenario or a wish list scenario, I would say. But you can go as close as possible to that. And so what we did was, we need to increase the automation of the fuel that gets into the engine so that the combustion is very well 100% complete. And second thing is, it should happen in minimum time. So you have to inject fuel in the minimum time. So we increase, instead of putting the fuel in something like 50 to 60 degrees of the crank revolution, we started putting it in 30 degrees and 20 degrees and 15 degrees. So what will happen is, time of the injection or duration of the injection has come down. Now both these things will add to pressure that is required to inject the fuel. So we started with maybe 100 years or 120 years back when the diesel engines were there. That time the injection pressure is of the order of 100 bar. When I joined the industry, that time it is of the 500, 600 bar. Then we started talking about 800 bar, 900 bar, 1200 bar, 1500. Today we are talking about 2000, 2500, even 3200 bar. So pressure that was getting into the engine, pressure of the fuel that was getting into the engine increased, and that improved the fuel economy. Third is, you use the engine most efficiently. How can you engine? Because if you take the engine, it is running at various speeds, various loads. Some point of the load and speed, it will be running at the maximum efficiency. So you run the engine maximum at that efficiency, but then how do you take care of other points? So for that we have something called as a hybrid. So if you look at the hybrid cars, they run on battery, and the battery is charged by engine. So engine, whenever the battery needs charging, engine runs in the most efficient zone or most efficient time, and that time the battery is charged, and that is how you get the fuel economy. So these are the 3 ideas that I thought I will share with you. I'm sure there will be many more that this workshop will be sharing with you, and wish you all the best. Really, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for the outstanding speech you gave. Now, I would like to invite Professor Archana Nema ma'am, Faculty Coordinator, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good morning, all the dignitaries on the dais. On the occasion of inaugural ceremony of national level 15 days summer internship on electric and gasoline ATV formula student race car design and development, in association with Elite Techno Group and under the banner of MIT SOE SAE Collegiate Club, I, Professor Archana Nema, on behalf of Mechanical Department, highly indebted to our beloved Honorable Executive President, Professor Dr. Mangesh Karad sir, for his enormous cooperation and guidance to organize this program. I owe special gratitude to great visionary Dr. Vishwanath Karad sir, Founder President, Mayrs Group, for his unstinted motivation. I express my sincere gratitude to the chief guest, Mr. Rohit Purandare sir, Deputy General Manager, Mercedes-Benz Research and Development, for accepting our invitation and for his efforts to enlighten technical skills to participants through his knowledge. I would like to extend my thanks to guest of honor, Mr. Ramesh Pasareja sir, Deputy Director, SA India Western Section, to share his knowledge. It is my immense pleasure to thank resource person from Elite Techno Group, SK Chaudhary sir, Senior Research Associate, President and Founder of Automobile Club. Sir, we look forward to strengthen this association in future endeavors. It is my privilege with deep sense to propose vote of thanks to our ocean of knowledge, Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Dr. Sunil Rai sir. It is my immense pleasure to thank Professor Dr. Rajni Sachdev Bedi ma'am, Dean Academics, for giving us valuable time. It is my pleasure with deep sense of appreciation to propose thanks to Dr. Kishore Rawande sir, Principal, for his kind cooperation and inspiration to host the event in our college. I also thank Professor Dr. Sudarshan Sanap sir for his intellectual guidance for conduction of the program. I thank all the participants who came from different corners of India to attend this program. You are highly welcome to this event. I thank all teaching faculties, administrative staff, and other supporting staff members for facilitating the technical arrangements to organize and conduct the program. I would like to acknowledge my sincere thanks to all the student coordinators, volunteers, and organizing committee members for their painful efforts to make this event, for taking the painful efforts to make this event a grand success. I am highly grateful to press personnel for furnishing wide publicity, for promotion and excellent coverage of the event. Finally, I would like to thank one and all who directly and indirectly involved in the event. I hope that the MIT SOE SAE Collegiate Club will meet high expectation for smooth flow of intellectualities and expertise from resource personnel to students. We look forward to strengthen this association in future endeavors. Lastly, I would like to conclude by quoting few lines. राष्ट्रीय स्तर का बड़ा प्रसंग आया पहली बार, MIT में होगा ATV रेस कार डिजाइन का त्योहार। हर कोने से आए गुनी MIT के तीर, ज्ञान आदान प्रदान में हम भी है गंभीर। सीखा समझा बहुत कुछ आएगा सब काम, आत्म तसल्ली तब होगी जब रोशन होगा नाम। अभिभूत तो हम हुए पाकर सबका साथ, कृतज्ञ है हम उन सभी के जो है हमारे मेहमान। शोभा उनसे ही हुई बड़ी MIT की शान, बड़ी MIT की शान. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. Finally, on the behalf of SAE Collegiate Club, I wish all the participants for the internship, and I hope you all will enjoy the days on this beautiful campus. Now, we will have a group picture after this session. Now, I would like to request everyone to rise in the honor of our national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you very much, all of you, for your valuable time and cooperations. Once again, thanks to the hard work that all the team members, teachers, students, and organizers have put to make this event successful. Thank you, and we wish you all a nice day ahead.